Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Hack, and we have some major news today as the latest yearly expansion to ESO has now been revealed. We are heading to High Isle for the Year of the Bretons. Now, I just finished the live global reveal event with tons of new content for this new year-long story. And in this video, we're going to showcase everything we know so far, so let's jump right into it. So the new ESO chapter, as we said, is High Isle, the year-long story of the Bretons. High Isle will be a brand new zone never explored in the history of the Elder Scrolls franchise. This is located in the seas west of Tamriel, and this is part of the Sistrus Isles archipelago. Now, we found out that this zone will include at least two regions to start with. That's the main island of High Isle, which will sort of be the main populated area, and a secondary island called Aminos, which was described as kind of a lawless prison island. So that will definitely be interesting to see more about as well. This island may be more dangerous, might include harder enemies, perhaps roaming world bosses, so we'll just have to wait and see. Now, the most information we got was on the High Isle area itself, which is going to have a classic medieval-focused theme. Again, this is brand new territory to explore in the Elder Scrolls, never seen before in any previous games. Rich talked about how this zone is the epitome of Breton culture, and there are medieval castles and tournament grounds. That it's basically a resort destination for only the wealthiest in Tamriel. It's a safe haven, essentially, and part of the story this year will have to do with secret peace talks taking place between the three alliances and efforts to finally end the Three Banners War. Now, that is a big deal for sure in terms of story implications, not just this year, but moving forward into next year and beyond. I mean, think about it. If we are successful in High Isle and end the Alliance War, what does that mean for other zones in-game like Cyrodiil? It's a pretty interesting concept, and I, for one, am glad to see the game's main story moving forward in this way. In the trailer, we also see the three main Alliance heroes returning and facing off against the Ascendant Order, which seems to be the evil faction here, trying to end the peace. The Ascendant Order is led by the Ascendant Lord, which we saw in the previous teaser trailer. We see him at the end of this trailer as well. Now, what about new systems or new gameplay elements coming in the High Isle chapter? Well, the biggest reveal so far was that ESO is getting a new card collection game similar to Gwent in The Witcher. This new system is called Tales of Tribute, so it's a card collection game that's played entirely within ESO that you can play in multiple zones throughout the world of Tamriel. And from what we know so far, the game is for two players, so 1 versus 1 card matches or player versus NPC matches. A Tales of Tribute game can be started in taverns, or by approaching another player and challenging them to a game, kind of like how we have dueling right now, or also through finding a match via the in-game activity finder. Now, in addition, there is a storyline that you can advance by challenging certain NPCs in the game, or you can also play against other players in sort of this semi-PvP environment and experience some kind of in-game ranking system. Now, once players complete the tutorial, they can unlock 4 starter decks to begin playing with right away. And then completing those quests that we mentioned throughout the world unlocks new decks, and unique upgrades can be found as well. So the game is described as being kind of strategy-focused, as players need to focus on resources rather than combat. And at the start of each game, players will pick their 2 favorite decks to contribute. The game will then shuffle all those cards together, so 4 decks combined to create 1 common deck to play from. They kind of talk about how there's a balance here, so that if you are less experienced, you can still have a chance against more experienced players because you share the same cards. Now, obviously, it sounds like a big system. I'm sure there's going to be a lot more details that we will learn in the future, plus whenever we get to play this on the public test server. Next up, we have new companions, which I don't think will be a surprise to anybody. The High Isle chapter will bring 2 brand new companions. There is Ember the Khajiit, who grew up on the streets of High Isle and may be a bit morally flexible, at least when compared to our previous companions. And then there is also Isabel the Breton, who is an aspiring knight that will be dedicated to the player. Not much more information about this. No word on if these will continue the trend where each companion will be a specific class. If it is, maybe Isabel the knight might be a Templar. I'm guessing Ember could be perhaps a necromancer or a sorcerer. Those are just my guesses based on the description that we got in the one picture that we saw at the reveal. So finally, we got the usual that we tend to see with a new chapter release, that being a new trial. This is going to be the Dead Sail Reef Zone. This is apparently the island home to a group of Mayomr pirates, so that sounds pretty cool actually. And then new world events as well, similar to things like dolmens or abyssal geysers. In this case, they are called volcanic rifts. We don't know much else about either of these, but I'm sure we'll get more information in the weeks to come. So that is it for the global reveal event this year. Of course, we got some information on the Q1 DLC. It will be a dungeon pack as it usually is. 2 brand new dungeons there, plus update 33 to the base game with some quality of life improvements. I'll be talking about that in a separate video. Plus, we are getting PTS access on Monday, so I'll be showcasing a lot of those improvements here on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed for that, by the way. But the event did feel a little bit light this year. I don't know if that was because they were a bit strapped for time. I feel like, especially with the card system, there's probably a lot to this that they didn't really show us yet. A system like this that spans through the entire game and has unique cards and decks and NPCs and leaderboards. I mean, it sounds really like a large system that I kind of wish they would have broken down more for us. I wish they would have hyped it up a little bit more, but I think it will be good. We just need to see more of it. So if you would like to see more, make sure you are subscribed right here to HTM. As soon as we learn more, I will be covering it right here on the channel, as well as my website, hacktheminotaur.com. Link down below in the description, by the way, for our complete ESO 2022 chapter guide. I have a bit more information there, screenshots, things like that. So make sure you check that out when you have a chance. We also have a membership right here on YouTube where you can unlock some pretty cool rewards. Things like early access to videos, members-only live streams. We also have a members-only video library with unique ESO builds and guides you won't see anywhere else. We have an amazing community, so if you'd like to learn more about that, just click on the join button down below for more information. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe out there, and I will see you around in the next video.